Welcome back to another episode of Allowed to Ask, a First Rounds on Media production. Tired of mindless swiping on dating apps? When it's just swipe after swipe, it's hard to know if there's any real intention behind it. First Rounds on Me is changing that. Instead of swiping, you hit an X or a heart to connect. This way, when someone chooses you, you know it's deliberate, not just another random swipe in a sea of profiles. Bring more intention to your dating life and download First Rounds on Me and enjoy a free month of Frome's premium Terracotta subscription by using the code A2A. So like Allowed to Ask, A2A. Love it.
Number 2.
Yeah, like the number 2. Thank you for clarifying, Mother. Anyway, we are sitting here with the fabulous, best energy. I think I need to give like my nickname over to 80 Degrees and Sunny, Liv Schreiber. Hi, thank you so much for being here with us.
It is an honor and a privilege to be here with you. I'm so excited.
We were so tired, and the second you walked in this room, we were instantly more energized.
Yes. Second you hit the hallway.
It's the mother-daughter energy.
No, it really is. And my biggest question for you before we get into all the many businesses you have is, are you always so energetic?
No.
No, when are you not? Because every time I see you, you truly are just like this light, and you bring such a positive energy to any space you're in. So like, let me know how you do that.
I was not energetic yesterday.
Really?
Actually, it was crazy.
So you have bad days.
Yeah.
Or just probably normal days.
I found out it was like some Mercury something retrograde backwards. Whatever. I don't know.
The Mercury is doing the renegade?
And, yeah, exactly. And then I took a dance class and I feel so good.
Wait, what? Wait,
Yeah.
she's dying to do this dance class in like Paris or Amsterdam, was it?
No, it was Paris.
Oh.
Ralph something. And now he sells like the video. I said, we're going to go to Paris. I just love the music. I mean, I might make a fool of myself, but I said to Jenny, once I learn this routine, we're going to Paris.
I'm coming with you.
It's fully like a professional dance studio. I don't know in what world we think we're doing that, but I feel like I could whip out some moves.
I would love to attend.
Okay, please, you're more than welcome.
I'm so in.
I obviously have known you for a while, and you do so many incredible things. But tell us just kind of who you are, what you do. I feel like you have like 8 businesses, and kind of just like your mission of connecting people I know in the city. Tell us your story.
Thank you.
welcome.
I don't even know where to start. I'm Liv Schreiber, and I own a few businesses all surrounding the fact that I want everyone to feel loved and like they have a community and that they belong and that they look forward to their lives.
Mm-hmm.
And that's really my MO. So
so nice.
So
thank
nice.
you. I mean,
could cry.
Wait, why are you literally teary-eyed right
Because
now?
it's so nice.
I know,
like,
it's
it really
so
comes from the
nice.
heart. I
Yeah.
like that. Go on.
Did this stem from something personal, or were you just like,
Yes.
oh, okay.
of course.
Oh my God.
No, I mean, I've always felt this deep connection to being friends with people who are older than me.
Mhm.
And so when I was younger, especially at sleepaway camp, I never could really relate to like the girls I was supposed to relate to.
Mhm.
And so
I feel like you have like a huge sense of maturity though at any age.
it was, I think maybe because my parents own a business together, so I was always like inventing things at the kitchen table. I was treated like
What's
a
their
boy.
business?
They have a handbag company.
Oh, that makes a lot of sense
Oh,
with the
they-
handbag.
Yes.
Well, I love it. I literally just complimented it without knowing it is your
Yeah.
mom's and dad's company.
Thank you. And so I guess, and they never like brought up my looks or anything girly. I wasn't allowed
Yeah.
to have American Girl doll. So I
Wait,
feel
Liv,
like,
watch your hair. I don't want to rub it on the microphone.
oh, sorry.
There we
So I feel like I didn't really fit in sometimes, even though you would look at me and think like, oh, this girl's really enjoying herself,
Yeah.
you know? On the inside, I was like, I hate this.
Did you grow up in New York?
I grew up in New Jersey. I grew up
Okay.
in Mendham with 3 goats.
Actually?
Wow.
Yes. I had
Wait,
3
we
goats.
would love that.
Yeah.
Roxy, Mango, and Sparkles.
Oh, that's cute. That's really
Are they
cute.
still like
No,
alive? Oh.
unfortunately, R.I.P.
Oh,
Rest
yeah.
in-
So your goats are no longer with us.
They are not.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Goodbye,
Oh,
Sparkles.
say shalom.
You're like a farm girl.
Ah,
Okay, so
yeah.
you grew up kind of with
I'm
little
sweating.
farm.
I'm sweating.
Because it's hot as balls in here every time.
Yes. So, yeah. So I grew up with goats and twin brother and,
Oh, cute.
you know, just like a lot going on at all time. I speak Spanish because we were always going to factories because of the handbag company. And yeah, so I moved to New York City, go to Wisconsin and decide to graduate a year early because I had
Sick
gone
that you
abroad
could.
to Australia. I saw hot boys walking with their chests out,
Yeah.
no shoes on.
And
I'm
you're
like,
like, I have to graduate early and start my life.
yeah, I'm like, I can't go back to the basements in Madison. Like, I've seen the world.
Did you have nice friends in college?
I had great friends in college, and I have great friends from growing up. I have great friends from high school. I have great friends from college. Like, it's not that I was ever alone or lonely or the loner, but it's that I always picked these like gems out of the rough. And we share a dear best mutual friend, Remy, who really like, you know, she's my New York City best friend. And
great.
we really didn't know each other before we were 17.
How'd you guys meet?
We met, I was selling handbags and she was selling Snipped in Style.
Oh my God.
And we met at like this pop-up entrepreneurial store. And she really took me under her wing when I, you know, moved to New York City and I didn't know anyone.
I always forget that you're just like a smidge younger. Like, it just speaks to like, I mean, a year younger or whatever it is, like nothing. But like you bring this energy where like everyone wants to connect with you. And I love
want
it.
to connect
I love
with
it.
them.
Right. Well, that's what it is. She wants to connect with them. Quick fun fact, Remy's mom, I know since I'm 17.
No
Isn't that
way.
Nuts.
No
And they
way.
reconnected when they moved to Armonk from Jersey.
Yeah. I was friendly with her when I was young. I mean, I'm good friends with her now.
That's
but we
why
were
you're
friends
both
when we were young.
hot. You're both super hot.
She's great.
With the best eyes, both of you.
Oh my
and
God.
hair.
Oh my
Yeah,
God.
your eyes are looking a little green today.
Oh, there you go.
I'm jealous.
Special.
Mine are like diarrhea
Must be the
duty.
plants.
Must be the plants. What's like your day to day? Because I know you have a bunch of businesses. I know you have like a branding company. You obviously do hot and social. What does your day look like, and how did you really start these businesses?
So I graduated from Wisconsin and I decided I love real estate and I love people and I love making money. Of course, I'm going to be on $1 Million Listing. That was like, okay, I don't know what to do. I'm going to be a broker.
I was going to ask actually if you ever had like a normal quote unquote corporate job.
I did. It didn't last very long.
Okay.
It was a mutual understanding.
So you weren't ever sitting behind a desk?
I was for my first like 9 months out of school with all my friends partying at Wisco senior year. I was like Ms. behind this desk, no walls, no windows. And
No windows.
And it got to a point where I started posting under my desk because I was so miserable with my life and going into work at Corcoran that I
was about to ask where you were.
Yeah, sorry to call them out. It's been enough time.
No, it's okay. Yeah.
And I started to gain this following. People thought I was absolutely weird, and they still do, which I don't.
But that's
really
just
care.
what it is when you
But what
post.
were
Like
you
someone's always
posting?
going to
Your outfit?
Like, fuck my
I was
life.
posting
Or silly.
what to wear and uplifting quotes because I was depresso.
Yeah.
Depresso.
You were like, I will literally do anything to
Anything.
make this time fly by.
Correct. And it wasn't the cool thing to do. So anyway, I built this like following on the side.
Yeah,
and
you
then
got in at a really good time.
it was like 2019 and then started
Early.
teaching other people how to do it and realized I could rebrand brokers in my office. So I started a marketing agency, left real estate, and still run it to this day with my team who's been with me for like 5 years.
So great.
And it's the foundation that allows me to do everything else.
Yeah. It's so amazing. How did you get into hot and social then? 'Cause that's a whole other entity of it.
So, my girl,
Yeah.
I was like sitting at the kitchen table. I think I had maybe 15,000 followers. Like I was never doing it full time. And someone who was helping me, like my intern at the time, was like, you should throw parties because people keep asking you where to make friends.
Mhm.
And I make friends like on the street.
Yeah.
Like I just go up to them and like,
We're like that too, though.
We're like
I
that
talk
too,
to
but-
people on lines in the supermarket and everywhere.
Always. Actually, my boyfriend makes fun of me because literally every time I'm somewhere, like I'm in the elevator, I'm like, oh, I like your jacket. Like, oh, I love your dog. Like,
Right.
I always say, like, don't hold in a compliment because it could spark conversation. You never know who you're gonna meet. But
And
that's
you can
just-
make somebody's day.
you can make someone's day too.
And like we're here, I really think you need to look at life like a playground. Like it is to be interacted with.
It's so
The
true.
second I'm stepping out of my apartment, like God knows what's gonna happen, who
Right.
I'm gonna meet,
Right.
the stories.
But it's not.
Yeah.
But I think it's so easy for people to say that. But obviously, it's so hard for people to like go up to a stranger. Like us, I know the three of us, like we can do that in a second, eyes closed, walking up to them
Yes.
backwards. But it's hard to build that. Were you always that confident, or do you think it kind of grew into yourself as you were finding yourself in the city?
I think I've always been this way.
Yeah.
But it also is like playing a sport.
Yeah.
So if you're not used to going up to someone, just try it. Give it one go, and that will fuel your next interaction.
Right. Well, I
and your
say that with
next.
everything, with finding a job, with dating. Like,
Right.
you got to start somewhere.
Right.
Yeah, and like, okay, their loss. Honestly, that's the mindset you have to have is their loss. You go up to a guy and he's not into you, his loss. Your mom loves you.
Yeah.
You are clearly a great person if your mom loves you.
Right. I always say the worst thing that could happen, like whether you're going up to someone to network at an event or going up to a cute guy at a bar, like the worst thing they say is, I'm sorry, like not
Right.
interested.
And
Which
that
isn't even a bad
sucks
thing.
for them.
Yeah.
If you don't want to say hi back to Danny, wow, you missed out.
Loser.
That is so your loss.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, okay.
Do you,
But I love that you bring people together.
Yeah.
Thank you. I started throwing events and I don't drink.
Were you worried that people weren't going to come?
Yeah, I mean,
When I first started working for First Rounds on Me, actually, I like have never done events in my life, but they were like, oh, like she's based in New York, like she should do our events. I literally was like, why am I doing this? I don't think I did one event with them. I just like helped with one of them. And I was like, hey guys, like I actually don't like doing events. Like, can I completely change my role with you? So I praise you because events is really fucking hard.
yes. It's hard to host and manage at the same time. You know, like I just had a Shabbat for 300 people on Friday and we had a noise ordinance cancellation at 11. And so I'm like smiley, happy face Liv, greeting
Yeah.
everyone. Everyone's watching me at all times. And I have to also make sure the DJ's moving, the sound is okay, the
Yeah.
lights are moved, the tables are moved. Like,
Right. There's so much behind the scenes that people don't see.
shit hits the fan all the time. And you kind
Yeah.
of have to just be like, woo.
This is
Yeah.
great.
And you have a consistent showing every single time.
I am so grateful because everyone is on the same wavelength.
Right.
The motto is 99% arrive solo and 100% leave as friends.
How do you
So is this business networking or is this dating?
why is this so far?
So essentially, hot and social is, I say, to make friends. Of course, it's New York.
Yeah.
Everyone has their motive. Would I be crazy to say that most people aren't single? Yes. Most
Right.
people are single who are coming, but it's such a less pressurized
Yeah, it's great.
event because
Yeah.
it's not a speed dating or dating app
Right.
event.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
So,
Have you had successful couples at these events?
oh my gosh, yes, I'm about to have my third marriage.
What? Wait, that's good luck.
Yes.
But you have
That's
to
great.
stop now.
No, I can't. I have to keep going.
Well, no, like obviously you're gonna keep going, but that's like good luck in Judaism if you set up 3 times.
It is.
You do
And one
well.
of my best
Well,
friends.
We could
is-
do multiples of 3 multiple times.
It's true.
I want to
true.
keep going. I mean, roommates have met, bands have formed, businesses have started, girls have
It's-
moved in together, guys, they've dated, so it's been beautiful.
It's so
That's
so
great.
it's not really intended to be a dating situation. It's more just so like come meet other people and some type of relationship could flourish out of this.
correct.
That's so sick.
Even business.
Even
That's
business,
great.
right?
Yeah, it's so cool because like that way, if you're a girl and you're feeling super let down because you're not meeting anyone,
Mm-hmm.
you can come to Hot and Social and leave with a bunch of awesome single girlfriends
Right.
or coupled girlfriends, whatever,
Mhm.
to go out with.
Right.
And who isn't also looking for more friends?
Right.
Totally.
But I also like that they come alone, right? Because that's the thing, right? You come single.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Because then you don't have to worry about your friend or something. So when you go out with your friend's calling dibs on guys, and then you have to, like, it just
Or
takes
just
away
like
the
if you go with a
complications.
friend, you're probably just like sitting on one side of the table with your friend and like
Yeah.
not really like when you come alone, you force yourself
Mhm.
Yes.
to really introduce yourself to people.
Correct. And like if I'm going out with you, we're gonna have the best time ever.
Yeah, we're gonna blabber for 4 hours.
Correct. And we lose each other and you're over there and I'm over here. But a lot of people don't have friends that are down to be yes people
Yeah.
and to really like take on the night
No,
solo.
it's true.
Mhm.
So it just, and also how many times have you wanted to go do something, but your friends aren't free? And then you're like, oh,
Now
I'm
what?
just not going to go.
Right.
How often do you do these events?
So we have monthly events, we have monthly dinners with a private chef, 8-course meal. We have like around 75 to 80 people that attend, and it's
Wow.
intimate and the
It's
best.
sick.
And where do people find that?
On our Instagram, Hot and Social.
Okay.
I have
That's
another
good.
question. Do you have an issue with like having equal number of guys and girls?
No, but I
Really?
used
Because
to.
I feel like it's probably hard to get guys maybe I'm just judging, but like I feel like it would be hard. I feel like a guy wouldn't be like, oh, let me buy this ticket to go to an event.
You know what's really funny?
Do tell.
The main guys that are willing to come solo, number one, you want to date. Because any guy that can do something without his
True.
group of friends, like, kudos to you.
Right.
You don't have to go to the bathroom together.
Right.
Like, we're not 12 at a bat mitzvah. You know? Like, I want a guy that can, like, walk by himself down the aisle to me.
Right.
Not need his friends. Like, but the best part is a lot of the guys that come are tech guys, entrepreneurs, because they have to pitch themselves on their own, is what I found.
Interesting.
And guys who are French, Italian, Israeli, and like not from
foreigners. I feel like
Yeah.
foreigners in general, no offense, Americans, are just like more comfortable doing that anyway.
They have the balls.
Yeah.
Like they
have the
excited.
balls.
Yeah, or they've just
American
moved
men,
here.
where are your balls?
Yeah, but they're here. We love the American boys.
No, we love the American boys too, but I praise people for doing that because I am someone who's very confident, but I can't imagine myself really going to an event alone. But I could and I would, but
I think
it's
if
like
you did it once, you'd be fine.
totally.
Yeah.
But it takes a lot of courage, and it's crazy and so incredible that you have such 80 people every single time, 80 plus.
We have a 60,000 person wait list
Wait, what's the waiting part? Like
to get in. So the tickets get dropped. They sell out within 2 minutes.
Wait.
And then we have
this is nuts.
like
I always knew that you were sick, but like
no.
now like getting the full blown debrief is insane.
No, but what you'll think is even cooler is Camp Social.
Well, yeah, that's incredible. Do you know about her Camp Social thing?
No, but I know you're like the ultimate camper.
No, she's
With
the
your
ultimate
camper.
camper.
No, Danny's the ultimate.
Where'd you go to camp?
I went to a camp I don't go to any longer, but I host Camp Social.
Okay.
She hosts camp for adults.
For just girls to go away to sleepaway camp, hang out, have fun.
Picture this.
No phones.
You're wanting to be a kid again. You want to get back out there. Want to go down a water
This is her
slide.
sales.
Want to do some archery. You want to just hang with the girls and
Right.
meet girls from around the world. Where do you go? There's nothing to do.
Yeah.
Literally, you can't do that.
Yeah.
So-
just like be a kid again.
Is that something you come single or you could?
Everyone comes solo. You can bring friends.
Right.
Wait, is it all women or did I make
It's
that up?
all women. We had 450 women this summer.
How
Wow.
sweet.
3 days in the Poconos.
You don't have like a boys' camp linked and then you do socials and you make out?
That's funny.
Unfortunately, my insurance is not not strong enough for boys and girls to come together, and I don't want that. I cap it after a night with boys and girls. I'm done.
Done.
Well,
yeah.
did you go to a single sex camp?
No,
Oh, see, I made Danny go to a
I was in all girls
camp.
camp,
'Cause
which
I
is
just-
like wild to people, but it was the greatest experience.
I
of my
didn't want to
life.
have to be, not that she was ever self-conscious, but worry about what she looked or who cared.
It's
or-
wild because it was an all girls camp and we still had to wear one pieces. Like, why?
I like that though.
Yeah.
Parents like that.
Going to an all girls camp was the best. Like I know people who obviously went to co-ed camps too, like had the best experience. So I don't know any different, but like I couldn't imagine like wake up and being like, I need to look cute today for the boy in that bunk.
You know what? It did affect my experience at a co-ed camp,
Mhm.
and that's why I host camp just for women.
Yeah.
Aside
Because
from your insurance.
Yeah,
Yeah.
aside from my
But it's
insurance.
great to just disconnect and
You don't want to deal with like putting on concealer. Like I want to just go off a cold plunge at 7 a.m. and then
Yeah.
run and get food and then put a tutu on.
Yeah,
and
my
be
ponytails
psycho.
were over here.
Yeah.
I probably had like literally food in my teeth and boogers in my nose like 24/7, but it was like
Correct.
okay.
It's cathartic.
yeah, it's
like
like
you just get to be you, and you get, your
I
friends
love
love you
it.
for who you are.
I love
And
it.
like now, what we get dressed up to go to American Bar, and everything's so bitchy
Yeah.
and so curated.
I do love
and
their salad,
so,
though.
You know, we love
we love the salad.
the salad.
You've had it.
yes.
So
Got it.
we have Camp Social for women 21 plus
And that's in the summer?
in the summer, and it's moms, kids, girls out of college, girls in their
All
30s and
ages.
40s. Like it's the best. It's,
People like fly in.
yeah. Oh yeah, most of our girls fly in, and it's
That's
my
great.
favorite thing.
So every year you find a different camp or you always go back to the
So
same camp?
this summer we have news. We just signed on to do another summer at the camp I did it at last summer.
Amazing.
So really,
That's great.
So sick.
Yeah.
I want to talk about your relationship with your mom, because I know you guys are so close, and obviously we're so close, aka we have this podcast. And one of the big things we talk about is like how I'm the way I am because of our relationship, and encouraging people to have these conversations with their moms and their daughters about like dating relationships. You could see now.
I can see clearly now. The rain is gone.
So
The rain is gone. It was
the rain
raining
is
this
gone.
morning.
God.
Mother-daughter squad brought out the set.
Yeah. So just kind of want to like deep dive, let's call it, into your relationship with your mom and like how, like what she fostered in you to be how you are today. Because I feel like obviously those relationships are so important, and a lot of people aren't comfortable talking about things. And I have a very crazy feeling that you're very open with your mom.
Oh, yeah.
So what we like to do here is just encourage people to have those conversations about meeting people, connecting, falling in love, dating, et cetera, et cetera.
Love.
So kind of talk us through what that was like with your mom and how it's prevalent today.
I think you have to make a choice to be close with people. It doesn't just like happen for some.
Yeah, totally.
And you need to put effort in. That's something I'm working on right now. I actually yesterday realized I put more effort towards talking to a stranger on the street than like one of my oldest camp friends. And so I realized that I need to.
It's hard.
You need to reinvest in like your close relationships.
We always say like keeping in touch with your friends, especially at this age, like is a full-time job. Like,
Oh,
because
yeah.
you're not
Right.
seeing them all the time anymore. You're not talking all the time. You need to really carve out time to
Correct.
see and talk to those people.
And that's what I say to Dad. 'Cause I have lists of people that I know I have to connect with,
Right.
but I hate talking on the phone. But once in a while, you have to pick
Do
it
it
up.
on the
and-
toilet. Do it while
Do it on a walk.
Yeah.
You like to walk. Do it on a walk.
Do it at the grocery store.
Rachel is
No,
the
I don't-
best at it. She's
I don't
literally-
multitask. I either do it in the car or I sit there on a landline.
Yeah, like she's a landline girl.
That's so cute.
No,
No, because
it's
my cell
so
phone
cute.
doesn't work.
She
good
creates
enough.
like texting, like is like a job. She's like, oh, I have to text this person. I'm like, literally, just like do it right
yeah,
now,
it's a thing for
like
me.
right now.
It's what comes much easier for you. Okay,
Yeah.
go on.
Okay, go on. Sorry.
So I think I remember when I was like 13, I kind of made the decision that like I was going to be close to my mom. And
You made it.
I did.
Okay.
Because I was nervous. Like I didn't have sisters. So I remember having a list in my head.
Is it
that,
just
like,
you and your twin brother?
Me and my twin, and my dad's our third child, we say.
Oh.
But I remember making a list of like, I want to get tampons. I want to get a bra. And like you had to kind of like ask your mom for these
Yeah.
things.
Never forget when I asked you to go to the gyno for birth control.
Yes, like that.
Oh,
And
that was. Do you remember that story?
No.
Oh, I'll tell it after.
I remember getting bras though.
Nightmare because one of my boobs was like a double D and one was a B. It was a fucking horror show in there. We're good now. We're fixed.
I wish I had any.
Yeah. No, I rather have yours than what I had when I was in middle school and high school and college. They were like, pfft. But now
At least you
they
had
were like
something.
divorced and like different families. Anyway,
So, when you're a girl, you kind of have to make that first step. And so I just remember being really nervous to like talk to my mom about it, even though she's like the most loving, best.
yeah,
human
it
on
seems
the
like you
planet.
guys are the same energy.
We're the same energy. I call her 100 times a day. And my grandpa is one of my best friends, actually my best friend in the world. I talk to my grandpa who's 88
Oh, that's so cute.
multiple
He's
times a day.
like does not seem 88.
he,
Like he is the energy of like a 48-year-old.
he's the love of my life.
Oh.
Like,
Aw.
so cute.
and my other grandpa, I wear his watch. He passed, but he
Oh,
also was like, so like you just get to make a decision every day to
Yeah.
be close
Mhm.
and like make people laugh in your family if they're uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Like, you
So
know,
what was that like when you were younger approaching your mom? Because I feel like when I think about like fostering a close relationship, my mind thinks like, oh, the parent, the mom needs to create that platform and channel for the daughter to feel comfortable coming
Right.
to you.
I think it has to be mutual.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. I just remember kind of like asking her about her advice and what she also used to throw parties in New York City. So like hearing
Oh, it's
who-
literally in your blood.
yes, hearing who you could be
Right.
because your mom is that person and was that person
Mhm.
is so inspiring because you get to see that there's so much potential for who you can become.
True.
No matter how old you are, you could be
Yeah.
28 and still be like, wow, I could be this or that.
I could be as organized as my mom.
Yeah.
I drilled that into you.
You drilled it into me.
And if your mom sucks for whatever reason, like you can create a mom out of another person. Like I have a girlfriend whose mom passed, and so she creates a mom out of her husband now, her husband's mom.
Right.
No, it's very
So you
true.
can,
So
you
true.
can make that person for yourself.
When
And
I
I've always had friends that are family to me.
Yes.
Because sometimes my family's been, you can't pick your family. They're
Right.
fine.
No.
But I've always had very, very close friends.
Right. When we always say how we became just so close because I don't think I really did anything to foster that in the beginning. At least I think it was very much you. She gave me like the channel to be like, okay, you can open up to me. So I remember we were like lying in bed one time watching like Desperate Housewives, and I was like ready to lose my virginity. Like I don't even know how old I was. Not important. Did you lose your virginity? I always ask her; she'll never tell me. But you can, like, you guys can ask your moms when they lost their virginity, whatever. But I was sitting in bed with her, and I was like my boyfriend at the time and I were like, ooh, we're going to do this. Yay. And so I said to my mom, I was like, my back has like really been hurting like from my period, like trying to just like figure out a way to like get the pill. And instantly she was like, you're having sex. She's like, you want birth control? I was like, no. Yeah. Like, let's go. We literally went to the gyno like 2 days later and then we left and you said to me, you poked me on the arm and you go, I can't believe you're having sex. And I think like, obviously that's like the extreme. Like I don't think, but I think it's so important for moms and I think daughters too, to have that open communication.
We have no choice.
No choice.
We had to get the birth control pill. What are you going to do?
Right.
Like,
no, it's
we're like drug addicts. Like we got to get it.
No, I've been on that thing for a very long time. I think I literally am a low estrogen birth control pill. You really provided such a space for me to feel comfortable after that.
Yeah.
But I think also the first book you ever gave me was Are You There, God? It's Me, Margaret. So I think from then on, we were like, okay, she's a cool mom.
But I also think some parents feel like they always have to parent. Like, I mean, I was always not trying to be Danny's friend because I know I was the mom, but we didn't have a lot of boundaries, kind of. Like, I knew what she was going to be doing. I know what I did, and it was okay.
And there's mutual respect in that. In being like, I have to behave because I have a really cool mom. And I don't want her to not be cool with me, so let's just, like, behave.
I think also because when you were younger, you were kind of reckless.
Yeah.
So in a way, like anything I did or my brother did was like not even half as bad as what she was doing.
But true or false, when you have strict parents, like I had
Then your girl's gone wild.
Nuts.
In
Girls
college.
went nuts
Sleeping with anyone who would let them.
Yeah, you can't be a strict parent.
No.
Your girls are going to
I agree.
literally become sluts.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah.
I was going to say that.
You could say it.
Trying to go away to school and do drugs and
It's just not smart. Like
drink too much. It's a train wreck.
I think the reason I don't drink is because my dad offered me weed, everything, anything I could possibly want every single day, every single night, to a point where my brother and I were like, can you stop offering that?
Yeah, like we're done.
We're fine. Well, it's funny because she used to be a huge drinker when she was like in her 20s. And
also weed. I have two older brothers. My brother Phil, I smoked my first joint with him at 13.
My dad's a huge stoner since he was 13.
Right. So by the time I was in my mid-20s, I was done with everything.
Right.
Like,
I don't really drink anymore either.
Right.
And we went wild years ago.
Well, actually, in Tulum at Remy's Bachelorette was when
Stop drinking.
That's when I like really was like, okay, I can still have a good time not drinking. I just towards that stage of my life, I was like, or in that moment, I was like, okay, like I'm so not in the mood to drink. We were on that like sick rooftop, remember the first night, or not even a rooftop. That wasn't a roof. What was that? Like a tiki tent?
Yeah, it was so cool.
We were on the roof of a tiki tent, and I ordered a drink, and I was like, I don't really want this. And then I remember at the end of the weekend, like granted we were like doing mushrooms, but anyway, at the end of the weekend I said to Remy, I was like, are you like annoyed that I wasn't drinking this weekend? She was like, had zero idea.
Okay.
You wouldn't know when I was on the big fat Mexican man's shoulders being thrown in that disgusting cesspool.
But why would somebody be annoyed anyway? Like if you're having a good time and happy.
If you don't drink, sometimes, look, obviously when you drink, you're a little more energetic, a little more crazy. But so I've been told that when I'm sober or drinking, I'm kind of the same.
That's how I am.
Yeah.
And I did that whole trip without any drink.
Yeah.
And let me tell you, the one thing I regret was not doing anything at that pool party, because I watched the disintegration of the human species at that party. It was like
I was sober and I was still being reckless.
It was terrifying.
It was terrifying.
People come undone. to the like harmonica of like a Mexican salsa band. Like you just watch like people
No, they
become animals.
animals.
It wasn't just your crew then. It was like
No, it was like the whole. Like at
party.
one point, like you're all like dancing on your table. It's a pool party. All of a sudden, like the music just gets louder, and like a bunch of just like big fat Mexican men come out, and like next to everyone's
throw
on
you
their,
in the pool.
everyone's on their shoulders, including.
It's this narrow pool, okay? And
Yeah,
they're like,
that was scary. Someone could the
Yes.
mother and me kicked out for a
Yes.
second, but I was like, you're getting thrown in a very narrow pool.
girls are crying.
yeah, makeup's dripping.
There's the mascaras everywhere.
Let me tell you, it was a fucking blast.
I will
So
never go
scary,
back
but
to
a
Mexico.
blast.
I'm done. I'm done. It was amazing. I'm done.
I've actually been back to Tulum for
No,
another
you
bachelorette, but granted, it was like a wholesome one.
Wait, let me
like we
just-
did cold plunging, yoga on the beach, like polar opposite of Remy's.
I mean, I had the best time of my life at Remy's. I don't need to do bachelorette ever again. Like that.
That was it.
Done.
Can't top it.
We left it all on the dance floor. Best
Yeah,
thing
we
ever.
left it all
I'm
on the
done.
Mexican man's shoulders.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
oh, love. I know you're in like a very loving, happy, delicious relationship now, but I want to touch on, because a lot of our listeners are single girlies, like what you were like as a single girl and how you navigated dating. Because I think when I was single too, I'm very out there, very sunny, very bubbly, very confident. It could be really scary for people, men
Yes.
specifically. So I feel like you probably had the same thing.
I did. And you know what? I made a list of who I wanted to be with. I was 25. I just moved into my apartment for you. Just remember that, in the West Village. And
You know the building. You loved her building.
10 Downing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that building.
She used to always say like, who's that girl that lives in 10 Downing
Yeah,
building? I'm
wasn't
like,
it next to that
Hancock
brunch?
Street?
Yes.
Yeah.
I wanted you to live there.
Yeah.
And
You should
Jordan
live
too.
there with me. It was so great. But I was pretty sad because I thought I was going to marry someone who I dated throughout college, and then realized that we were soulmates. We were twins, but sometimes that actually doesn't work. And I made a list of everything I wanted, and it was basically the same thing, like someone super crazy wild like me.
Yeah.
And
It's like you're so not with that right now.
no.
Yeah.
And I got in the elevator.
Yes.
The doors open. There's one guy standing in the middle. He's tall, handsome, and like I think Jewish, which was all on my list. And I'm like,
I think Jewish.
oh,
Is he Jewish?
yes.
Uh-huh.
And in my head, I was like, oh my God.
This is in your new building.
In
when
my
you
new
moved in.
building, the day after I wrote down a list of what I wanted, I was like, this is the guy. Like
You manifested.
I
him.
ordered
Literally
it in the
manifest.
mail, and here it is standing. Like
As our last podcast, Lisanne said, you made it happen. You didn't manifest. You made it happen. Love.
Right.
I don't know who made it happen.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, oh my God. So I go, hi. And he goes, hi. And we go down in the basement. I was taking out my garbage. And in my head, I was like, this isn't the end. This guy could be like a visitor from a different country.
Right. You have no idea. He
Right.
lived in your building.
He lived in my building, but I had just moved in. So
Yeah.
I didn't know who he was. And I was like, if he wants me, he'll make it happen.
So you never asked any questions
Nothing.
or flirted or whatever?
Literally
And you're
said
so
hi.
outgoing. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, that's actually interesting because you love talking to literally anyone. The
Yeah.
fact that like now the person you're living with,
Yeah.
you were just like, hi.
Yeah. I was just like, hi. And I thought like, he's so cute. And then I wanted the person I was with to speak Spanish and be able to build a fire. Those were two of my other-
was on the list?
It was on the list.
Can you do both?
No.
Oh.
It's neither of those things.
Yeah. Well, those two could be good.
He
misses,
understands
then that's
Spanish.
fine.
Those
And-
are really, that's really niche,
Yeah.
but I respect
So
that.
When we first started texting, I was like, can you build a fire?
but then he put a little post-it note.
Then
on
he
your door.
left a post-it note with a doorman with his number on it. And
Wait, I
That's cute. I like.
Love
Do you still
that.
have the post-it note?
I lost it.
no.
Oh, that's so cute.
I
You need
know.
to frame it.
I
That's so
know.
cute.
I'll have him redo it.
Yeah.
It's fine.
No, I'm so
Very
upset you lost
sentimental.
it.
But let me tell you, this is a long story, but let me tell you something. The reason why I think single girls need to write a list is because they need to understand that what's on their list is actually just a ballpark of what could actually be good for them. And
Mhm.
sometimes you don't know what's good for you.
yeah.
So the first year of us dating, we end up going on a date. I told everyone, and he knows this, and it's going to hurt his feelings if he listens to this. It really will. But I told everyone, no, he's not for me. Like Danny knew this. Like,
Yeah.
I told everyone, like, this is just not it. We're just not going to be together.
So, but you were just having fun, and you still continued
Yeah.
to see him.
I continued to see him, but over time, I realized that like I actually didn't know what was best for me.
Yeah, you were probably trying to channel back this list that you had.
Yes.
Like, okay, like he's really great, but he doesn't build a fire and speaks back.
Yes. And what I didn't realize was my boyfriend is so much more than what I wrote down.
Mhm.
I didn't even know
Aw.
what to look for.
Oh, that's so fucking cute.
That's cute.
Yeah. And
Is
Yeah.
he older?
he's 32. He's about to be 33. And he's like the most solid, smart. He's a lawyer. Like he's so grounding. And like, I just got to be me.
Love.
And like
it's the best.
crazy. Like so crazy. Didn't care because I didn't.
He's
think-
opposite energy.
He's total opposite.
But he appreciates your
He
energy.
lets me, he's like a trampoline I bounce off of.
yeah.
And like,
I love that.
sorry, it was a long-winded answer, but I want single girls to know, I was
Yeah.
thinking about this, just that like, you may think you know what's right for you,
Mhm.
but you have no idea until you just have to be yourself.
Totally. And I think I always like preach that you need to date outside of what you think your typical type is.
Yes.
Like I had a dating stage where I was like dating like foreigners. Like I was just trying to like get out of like the Jewish like Northeast Jew circle just to like try something new. Did I know I wasn't going to end up with one of these guys? Absolutely.
Mhm.
But I think through dating different types of people outside of the like, okay, like at one point I didn't really care if I married Jewish. Now I do.
Mhm.
But I think it's important to experiment different people because you'll understand what you like and what you don't like.
I
Right.
agree.
It's literally like having different types of jobs. Like you might not like this job, you might love this other one. It's just like dating.
Amen.
Yeah.
Couldn't even agree more. And
Little
here
bow.
we both are with two Jewish boys from Chappaqua and Long
Oh,
Island.
Chappaqua.
Oh, he's a chopper.
My town away.
Chappaqua.
Yeah, but he's older than me. I don't think I would know him.
Yeah.
Were you ever single in the city? Like for
Yes.
or are you
Yes, I
or-
was single in the city from
did you date or were you just
23
so like business?
to 25. I was single.
Oh, so for
Yeah.
a little small bit.
Yeah, a little small bit. And I mean, yeah. And I was open relationship as every kid after college is.
Oh, I had an open relationship going into college, and it was just our
Oh.
way of saying like you're great, but like we don't want to fully break up, but we also want to get with other people.
Oh, and you know what? It was a turkey dump. Everyone
No,
usually
we had
broke up
the-
when you came back in November.
Right.
Turkey dump.
No, we were the holiday dump. We were the Christmas or Hanukkah dump. We were
Christmas dump for him.
Christmas dump for him, Hanukkah dump for me. Again, didn't used to date Jewish, but yeah, I think it's so important it's so important to have a single stage.
Mhm.
Like I know people always say, oh, like I used to be considered a boyfriend girl when I was in high school and
Right.
college, but I do think it's so important for people to have just like a few years to be single because that's when you really, one, learn what you like about yourself, and two, you date people and learn what you like in guys or girls or whoever the fuck you're dating.
Correct. And by the way, like even while I was dating Kyle, I still was hosting these events
Mm-hmm.
where I met so many different types of guys and girls
Mm-hmm.
and got to see how they interacted with each other. That like it's so, to your point, you need to understand every single type of personality,
Right.
archetype. Someone who's really hot at first in the first 3 minutes, by the end of the night, you could end up being like,
You're over
Or
them.
the opposite,
Yeah.
where it's someone who's not typically your type and you have a really good conversation with them.
right,
You could be like, oh shit, I actually
Makes
really
them
like
cuter.
them.
right.
I think attraction can build.
I agree.
Yeah.
But that's why also when you used to go on dates, I was like, if you were like, after the first date, I go, give them a second chance.
Yes. but
Maybe
then
they were nervous or, you don't know.
Yes, but then it got to a point where I was like, okay, like I'm really dating with intention now. Like if at the first date, if I don't like the person I end up with, I'm gonna have a really good time on the first date, I think.
Right.
But that wasn't always how I thought. I was like, yeah, whatever, I'll give him another chance. But then when I got older and I was like a tad more busy, I'd be like, I don't need to waste another night on someone that I did not have a good time with.
I agree. Also, intention is my word of the year. Every
Yeah.
birthday, set a word for my year.
Oh, you do birthday versus New Year's?
yes.
I do New Year's.
And birthday,
Yeah,
it's intention.
I
and
love.
so aligned. Also, like when you're 25, 26, 27, sue me for saying this, I think I would have like ended up with someone completely different.
Yeah.
if I stuck to that list that I wrote. I really think I
You'd be
had.
building a fire and speaking Spanish.
Yes, someone in Spain.
Yeah.
También podemos hablar en español si quieres. Vamos a hablar en español.
See?
Vale.
Okay.
But, I really think sometimes you have to be older to know what's good for you.
Yeah.
And I'm so glad that I didn't pull the trigger one way or another.
Which is crazy because I agree that you should wait till you're older to understand what you like more. But also there's this societal pressure.
So
of
much
like,
pressure.
Oh my God, you're turning 27, 28, 29, hitting 30. Where's your mansies?
Yeah, it's scary. It's hard.
But we're working on getting the older generation to not do that.
Right. I don't do it anymore.
No, you don't. Why is she always so far from you?
I don't know.
But
like,
do you know
hate it.
how many of my mom's friends called off their engagements and
She was engaged with
I
my
was
dad.
engaged
see?
when I was 21. Or
Yeah, but he
22.
dumped her.
We
Yeah.
don't talk about this enough.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he dumped me.
Really?
Hmm.
And isn't it the best thing that ever happened in your life?
No, he was actually a great guy, but
Oh,
but we were really young.
right.
And then he had like a family circumstance, and then his dad passed away, and
Oh.
then he was like the man of the family, and
Oh.
whatever. He broke up with me, but then we got back together, and then it was done.
It's a little toxic cycle.
Yeah,
We
Yeah.
don't like that.
yeah.
We've all been there.
Yeah. No,
It's
truly.
hard.
I can't believe we're like already at time, which is crazy. But I always like to wrap with just
Rap.
I don't want to be
It's-
done.
we're at 6. Isn't
Wow.
that nuts? Or do you have a cue that you want to
No,
ask
no, no.
for? Okay. With little
Am I talking
flashcards.
too much?
No, you're
No, you're great.
perfect. It's the point of a podcast. We're supposed to be
So sorry.
talking. Why are you sorry? Obviously, you're all about fostering connections, meeting people. What would you say is your biggest piece of advice for fostering meaningful connections, whether it's both romantic or platonic?
Just go for it.
Yeah, fuck it.
Fuck it.
Yeah.
Right.
Like Kyle and I would not be together if he didn't just he's not the kind of guy that ever used to go up to girls. He's like this hot, tall guy that just girls would
And
just
girls
come up
probably go to him.
And so the fact that he wrote me a post-it note and I got it, he thought he was moving, which is why he left a note for me.
Oh, like he was leaving the building.
Yes, but he ended up staying. I was like,
You literally stayed
not
because of
gonna
you.
stay because of me.
Yeah.
But he thought he was leaving. And so he had this burst of, all it takes is 20 seconds of courage. And that changed
I like that
our
he's not
lives.
the type of guy who was like always going up to girls because it showed like it was special that he did something for you.
Yeah, I mean, I
Versus
think
being like the fuck boy who's like, oh yeah, you like we're gonna go
Right.
home together.
And what about for like you? You put yourself out there and it took 20 seconds of courage and now you have this really exciting, happy relationship. And so our lives depend on these little moments of
Mhm.
courage, whether it's
Mhm.
starting a new business or getting fired or
Mhm.
making a move.
No, it's so
Right.
true. Trying to post more on social media, aka me. Fuck it.
And
you should
me.
just do it.
But you know what? Like a million people probably think I'm the cringiest girl in the world, but it doesn't affect my paycheck.
No.
Right. I love that.
So
Yeah, so
That's the
you're like
motto.
you're laughing to the bank.
But are there a lot of mean girls out there, or now that
I
you've made it, you're so out there, you have so many businesses, has it calmed down?
I don't like really pay attention to it. I mean,
Yeah.
it's just like not something I think about.
That's
I'm
good.
too busy like working.
yeah,
Right.
it's like
You're too busy making money. You don't have time,
you don't have
for
time
the
to
noise.
sit there and scroll in the comments.
Yeah, and like listen, if you want to hate, like power to you. That's time you could have been putting into your own life that you're putting into like
Mine.
That's
mine.
great.
So it doesn't really affect me.
Right.
I'm
like
open.
that.
Any PR is good PR.
I'm open to criticism. I'm open to improvement.
Yeah, if anything,
And,
they're helping with your engagement.
God
Keep
bless
commenting.
America.
Keep commenting. You're such a doll. I could literally sit here and talk to you for 4 hours.
I love you. I'm
you so much.
so-
We need like a lunch, not a podcast. But
What?
where can people find you across all like your million Instagram, TikTok handles?
You can find me at Liv Schreiber, LIVSCHREIBER.
Perfect.
At Hot and Social at Camp Social, CAMP,
You have like a full
SOCIAL.
team to manage all these.
And then we have Hot and Single, which is where we show hot and single guys and girls, hot and
I
single.
have been on Hot and Single
You
back
have
in the day.
And
I think twice.
I just need to leave this with a message, which
Oh.
is I am so proud of you because you have been the funniest person that I've ever interacted with in my life. Like every time
You're
I get the
joking.
pleasure of hanging out with Remy and her best friends, I always look forward to being with you. always.
That's cute.
You
Wait.
bring light into people's lives, into every room you walk into. And I always said, Danny needs to have a podcast. I would be such a fan. She cracks me up. She's so real. And so I'm just so happy to be sitting here with you and your mom. And thank you so much for having me, and keep going.
No, thank you.
Literally speechless. I want to like make out with you right now. Thank you so much.
You'll have to pay for that.
Yeah, you have to subscribe. Give us 5 stars and then we'll make out. That was so amazing. Thank you so much for listening. Like 5 stars, maybe we'll make out then. And stay tuned for next week.
Love you.
Love you.